living off grid while we're in the grid. And, I've spent 20 years doing that. I realized I'm just made for that. I don't know that too many are. I don't know. I enjoy it. We've moved all over the USA living this way. We moved to Portugal living this way. Now I'm here living this way in Australia at the moment. But, I remember just finding the cracks in society and living in the cracks. And, yeah, it's different and there's challenges, but it's the challenges that make it, they make it enlightening. They make it fun because, we get the pressure of not knowing what's going to happen. But for me, as I have that relationship with my Creator, I follow the flow, I follow the peace, and it kind of sharpens that ability to know that He's real. Because when God's real, He takes care of things. Things happen. I'm in a home here, a little, it's an old Queensland apartment. It's brilliant. I came up on a Sunday at 11 o'clock on the plane a couple of weeks ago, and kind of really felt in that flow that there would be a house. And my phone rang probably 4 hours later, and somebody saying, I got this house and my son rented it for a year, but he can't be there. And long story short, here I am. So walked into a place within 4 hours of getting off the plane. And when I get somewhere, I like to, and what I'm going to do in these living off the grid while in the grid clips is just talk about my life. I'm going to be a little transparent about it because I think it's going to help people. So when I land somewhere new, I get out in the community. I leave the car if I can, and I walk. So I want to get the flavor, I want to get the feel of where I am, of the people. Yesterday I walked down to the south bank of Brisbane, the city that I'm in. It took just about an hour. But along the way, just saw different things. And one of the things that I came across here is a fruit store. So this is a box of lychees, which is, they're normally $20 a kilo. And I bought all of these for $18 and say, well, gee, what are you going to do with all of those? I like fruit. I love fruit. I'll freeze them. And as I freeze the lychees, I can pull them out for snacks. Instead of buying candy or junk, I have fruit that I can grab. And the watermelon was 99 cents a kilo instead of probably $3 or $2.50 a kilo. And some plums. It reminds me when we were in Portugal, the Benfica market there in Lisbon. We would go to the Benfica market, and it was a Saturday morning. It's so crazy busy there. So there's a heap of people lining up to get their food, and this one store was really cheap. And I kind of approached the man one day. I went there early, or actually through the week, whenever. I approached this man and said, look, how about I just give you 20 euros a week, and you put aside, you sort of know generally what we like, but I'll text you a request of some things we need, and then you can just pad it up with whatever else you have. But every week you're going to have 20 euros. And that doesn't sound like much here, but in Portugal that went a fair way. And so we would go out of there with 3, 4, 5 boxes of fruit and vegetables. And most of the week would live on fruit and vegetables. Now, some of those vegetables or fruits were on the edge, but there's always things you can do. And actually often on the edge being more ripe, like bananas, we would freeze the bananas. I don't know if you've ever frozen bananas. They're great. When you put it in a milkshake, right? Blend that thing up. It's like banana ice cream without all the trash in it. So I would freeze that, like I'm doing here with the lychees. I will freeze the lychees and eat them as they go. So we would turn up at the market I would turn up at the market in Benfica, go in there, just hand 20 euros to the man, and he would have all the boxes under the counter. He'd pull them out and give them to us, and we didn't have to line up. He made those boxes at his own leisure. So there's always ways, there's always cracks that you can find. And no matter how difficult things get, there's always a way. For me, as I walk my faith, as I walk in the fullness of that, it's very easy to feel pressure and to want to self-medicate on something. And I strive not to do them. It strives the wrong word. I just don't go there because all I'm doing is hurting myself. And so an important thing to understand when you're living off grid while in the grid is there's going to be pressure. The other thing to understand is you're not going to look normal. Now, there's going to be pressure, but there's pressure when you're living in the grid. There's pressure when you're living off the grid. So you might as well live off the grid, in the grid. And to me, it's those creative ways, like fruit. Fruit has an expiry date on it. Anything that expires fast, like they will sell it cheaper because they need to move it on. And you find a local fruit store that buys things like that. And it's because yesterday I walked for an hour. On the way back, I saw the shop. So I went back with my car this morning and I picked up some of the things I wanted. That I didn't want to have to carry a watermelon. But so fruit is good. It's a win-win, right? You eat healthy. It's cheap when you're buying it like that, when it's close to needing to be sold, and then you get creative with how you eat and what you do. So that's my one for the day: fruit. And get out and explore. When you get into a new area, or even if you're in an area and you've been there a while, park your car and walk. Start to walk around. Get a feel for things. Start to see how things tick in the community. Who's what's where. You're going to meet people. You'll get to talk to people, laugh with people, joke with people. And in meeting people, you start to develop community, and you start to develop respect for each other, and you will find that doors will open for you in many different ways, and you will open doors for others in many different ways. For me, I don't use people. I have no desire to get things from people. I desire to journey with people. I love it when somebody wants to journey with me. Now, of course, people freak out of that at first. Why are you helping me? I obviously figure you want something. They just don't get it. They've been abused, long and the short of it. People have used them and abused them, but that's not me. That's not me, and I hope it's not you. God bless you.